Good evening, and we are going to attempt to continue our streak and push ourselves to 10 games. Last time out, we won an absolutely crushing victory with Lanius A that I honestly think may be the strongest ship I've ever had in FTL. We had a pre-igniter and a Zoltan shield and all S tier weapons. It was utterly ludicrous. Today's run with Federation A will almost certainly not be as good as that. Let's talk about Federation A. We started here on Kestrel A, and it's good that we do, well, you always do that anyway, but it's good that we do that for illustration, because Federation A is basically an inferior Kestrel A. They're both noteworthy. They're the two weapons that start, the two ships rather, that start with a Burst Laser 2, which, that's obviously great. The Burst Laser 2 is arguably the best weapon in the game. It's either like that, or the Hover Beam, or the Flak, are the three that typically go up there, and Burst Laser 2 may be the best, of those three. It kind of depends. It needs the least support, probably. But, it's still got its problems, this ship, because you've got a system already installed. Unfortunately, the system that you have already installed is the artillery beam, which is the worst system in the game by a significant margin. This powers a slow and supposedly high-powered beam, which I really haven't noticed. The reality with this thing, it takes a really, really long time to charge. Even when fully upgraded, it takes 20 seconds. It takes 50 at its base level, which is way, way too long. If an enemy has a Lido missile or an Artemis missile, they will fire that at you 5 times before this goes off. That is too many. You can't have that. And you can't control what the artillery beam hits, and the damage it does. It actually doesn't even do that much damage, honestly. And it occupies a system slot. You can never get 3 systems on this. You can only get 2. And that's more punishing after Advanced Edition came out, because it added hacking and mind control, and you would have more reasons to want other systems. I think the big problem with this ship compared to Kestrel A is just Kestrel A has an Artemis missile, and it has level 3 weapons. So this means on Kestrel A, if you take a 1 point, and we'll go to Kestrel A to have it up so we have a comparison. On Kestrel A, if you take a 1 damage hit, generally speaking, you reverse the order of these two. You put Burst Laser 2 in slot 1 and Artemis in slot 2. If you take a 1 damage hit on weapons with Kestrel A, you lose the Artemis missile, but it's fine. You still have the Burst Laser 2. If you take a 2 damage hit, like an Artemis missile or a small bomb into weapons, you pause the game, you reverse these back into this order, and you keep the Artemis missile up. So even if you take 2 damage on weapons, you still have some ability to keep fighting the enemy, and that's really, really, really helpful. But on Federation A, even a 1 damage hit on your weapons, because you only have level 2 weapons, and because you only have the Burst Laser 2, you have a much harder time keeping this thing up and keeping on doing damage, and that really increases the risk that you take 1 bad hit, you lose your weapons. Say someone Artemis missiles your weapons and sets them on fire. It's going to take an awful long time to get that back, and you're very vulnerable to just nasty early cascades. And your main, things that you get to make up for this, they don't really do it. You get a better crew than Kestrel A. You have very, very strong crew indeed. You've got 4 crew, and they're all of different types. And NG and Rock in particular probably have the most blue options of any crew types in the game. So you want to go to the stress options with this. They're very desirable. But you're definitely quite vulnerable to just having things go bad at the beginning of runs, and just losing from there. You just fall behind, and that's definitely something to be concerned about. You want to get your weapons up as soon as you can. You still need to go Shields 4, obviously, first. It's a gunship. That's always what you want to do. But you're more vulnerable than a lot of gunships even after you do that. Another problem with this specifically is you're vulnerable on weapons, and your weapons are all the way over here. This firstly has the problem that if you ever get a defensive drone, although we probably won't do that, you're not defended all that well because of the bug, the vision bug. And also, it just feels like you get hit here you know, a little bit faster because it's literally physically closer to the enemy ship. I've been hit on the weapons many, many times and just had my burst laser 2 knocked offline. But we're going to try to make sure that doesn't happen. So let's start. Let's make sure everything is tracking. It looks like it. Video's going. You rearrange the crew on this ship, and I like to put them... Actually, I'm going to put you indoors to start. I like putting them like this. The Rock is a good pilot because you don't really want the Rock moving around that much anyway. And you don't want your pilot moving around all that much anyway. Having the NG in weapons is very important because that way if you take one hit on weapons, the NG, who is your best at repairs, is there to bring it back up. What I think I might do as well is I might vent my O2 to below 50%. Use the same trick that I used on Stealth B. If I vent like this, does that get it to below 50? I think it will. That actually gets it to exactly 50, but that's fine. When the enemy is actually about to fire or is near to firing at me, I can open this room up and drain it down. And by doing that, I remove weapons from the smart target list. Your smart target list is slightly less punishing than Stealth B anyway, because you've got shields and you can get the oxygen to be targeted as well, and potentially they may go after your artillery. But still, it's, you know, this is a good way to protect your weapons. The early store is not something I wanted to see. You have nothing to sell on this ship, and the early exit is also not something I wanted to see. So this is a really bad start. We have to go here. If I can get like some double rewards or a drop, maybe I'll go to the store, but we're probably just going to pass that, and that's very bad. Are you fucking joking? I think we might die. We have to take this beam drone out, and I think, is that aiming... Well, let's see if we can get that fixed. I'm going to run the Mantis in to help repair that. But honestly, I think we're going to just die here. Maybe if we can take that down. If we can, I'm going to leave the Mantis nearby. Maybe if we can take that beam drone down, we can survive this. But we've already taken over 10 damage. We blew the beam drone up, but we didn't actually hit the room, which means they're just gonna... I don't care about you missing my shields, because my shields are already taken out by the event. So, now we need to hit their weapons. I should have vented. I forgot to vent my O2 down more, but whatever. Now my doors are destroyed, so I can't. Like, the beam drone doesn't smart target anyway, so it doesn't matter. Okay, that's taken out. Okay, I think we'll survive this, as long as we can hit this again. But this is a disastrously bad start. We've already seen a store. No, don't do that yet, actually. We can't bring a shield bubble up anyway. We've already seen a store. I mean, I guess we could go right to the store to repair, but then we've basically wasted our first 2 jumps just to get back to where we started. I am not letting them get that repaired ever. If it gets even 1 point of repair at it, I shoot at it again. It just immediate shield hack event on the first jump. That is literally the worst event that you can get right away, basically. So let's get that up. Let's get O2 back so I can repair the artillery. So, I could go to the store and spend the scrap I just made repairing my hull. But I feel like I would only be able to fix 6. That would get me back above green. I think I'm at exactly 15, am I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would get me to 21 hull. But that still means I've taken 9 hull and basically gained nothing. I think I need to just gamble on pushing forward, which sucks. I really don't want to do that. But I need to push and get my shields up and just hope that we fight safe fights. Like, one ship with an Artemis missile and a Zoltan shield will just kill us at this point. But I think we just, like, frankly, if I go and repair and get myself up to 21, get to 21 hull, we'd still probably die to a ship like that, or at least take catastrophic damage. Speaking of catastrophic damage, I think we need to take the combat drone out first, even though these other weapons are also catastrophically strong. I don't know why I'm not venting my other room down, but like that and the asteroid field, they're just too fast. We're very lucky we haven't taken a hit on shields. Maybe we can get this down? Okay, the asteroid field actually just did us a big solid there by taking a shield bubble down to allow us to hit that weapons room multiple times. But like, we are 2 jumps in, we're already on the red. These are like 2 horrifically strong fights. I'm gonna shoot their shields out and then they can get hit by the asteroid field. Or by the asteroids. Thank you, asteroid. Okay. Do I now go and repair? I can get myself up to 24 hull, but then we've literally given up all the scrap that we've made in the entire run so far. Alternately, I could get the shields 3 and get myself 5 more points of repair. We also don't have very much time left in this sector. We have 6 jumps, so if we go to the store, we can do like this, 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 and one of these 2. Oh man, I think I have to do this. Well, on the positive side, there weren't any things that we would have wanted to buy here anyway. So let's see. Do this, and now I have to choose. Do I go shields? Do I get the shields buffer now? I think I'm going to do that. I think this is... Because the more that I delay getting my shields up, the longer I'm going to be in situations like... I mean, if we keep getting fights like that, we're just going to die. But... you know, we have to kind of gamble on something going right to make up for this atrocious start. Or at least being able to stabilize, you know. Not every fight is going to look like those 2. We will get some where they're just firing an ion blast and a heavy laser. And if we can get 2 shields, we can survive that much more easily. So I think we do that. There's the other store. So we have no hope of a store this sector. Okay, storage cache. So yeah, like, if we had had anything like a normal start, we might be safe by this fight. Actually, we didn't make enough scrap to do that regardless, I guess. So the buffer upgrade there, proving really helpful. You know, if we did not have that buffer upgrade, this thing could tear us to absolute bloody pieces. And, like, sure, we could have got more repair at that store, but we'd just end up losing it all over again there. If that had then come in and hit our weapons, it's GG. Take the hack out, I guess, just so I can send someone to repair my shields. The artillery beam, by the way, hasn't fired a single time in this entire run. You know, if we were Kestrel A and we had had Artemis missiles in those two fights, we'd have taken probably 10 less damage. Of course, we don't get the double reward. Investigate, we get nothing there. We will fight the slavers. We need these people to offer us a crew member so we can reject. Actually, I think you might get the high scrap reward regardless. Actually, I don't know whether you need to actually reject a crew offer to do that. They've got an NG, great. As long as we can keep this down, we're safe. But the NG fire will repair it very, very fast. However, we are buying time for the artillery beam to charge. It might actually get to fire this time. I'm absolutely not accepting a rock. We are so far behind. We need scrap. A rock is just another body to die on our ship. No, the artillery beam didn't get to fire there. But we got 20 scrap. So we at least now have shields 4. So let's hope for some safe fights. But we are so far behind. We've made 67 scrap in this sector and taken over 20 damage. Most of which we have not been able to repair. And we only have 2 jumps left. Yeah, we have 2 jumps left. Fend for ourselves and escape. This ship has very, very powerful weapons. I'm not even bothering to power the artillery beam here. That was aimed at my weapons. I'm glad that missed. I should be venting and I haven't been doing that. You can't get crew kills very easily on this ship, by the way, compared to, like you saw, if you watch the Lanius A run, you can see how strong it is to get early crew kills. We might actually do it here because they've all run into the same room. But this is about the only way you can get crew kills with this ship. We must have had a fire on one of those. Yeah, we can actually crew kill this. Please give us a weapon drop. We really, really need a good drop here. That is absolutely enormous. We can't use that yet. But that means we don't have to rely on getting stores to get a weapon. We don't have to buy a weapon. As soon as we can get weapons up, we actually have a buffer and a useful buffer on our weapons. Not as good as having an Artemis missile, of course, but it's still a buffer that we can use. And that might enable us to stabilize. I have no way of knowing which of these distress beacons is better. So I'll just go to this one at random. We've got the blue option for this thanks to our NG. We also have one for the ion weapon. I think those are basically equivalent. I'm gonna hold. Should I actually, I was gonna say I'm gonna hold my scrap for a store, but actually I can't do that. Let's get this up now. Give me an extra weapon and a buffer so that one hit on my weapons doesn't kill my my burst laser. We didn't get a free NG there, but whatever. We do not want to risk Zoltan at all. Zoltan is dangerous. NG is more stores and is safer. We also have an NG for blue options, so we're going there. We'd like to get some scrap now, get a repair, and then maybe start trying to get hacking. That's kind of a dead end. We have to go this way anyway, so... Okay, this is also very good. This quest, it's not the best option here because it could have been a quest with a guaranteed weapon drop, but that is a fight and store. Those are both highly desirable things to know where they are, and we know where we can find a 2-for-1. Let's aid the civilian ship. Good, this ship can't hurt us. Who have you got over there? We might be able to crew kill this. I'm not sure that we can, but we'll try. And I'm willing to spend quite a bit of effort trying to crew kill it because we need good stuff to happen to balance out the atrocious start. I think this person will probably get away. Yeah, whatever. They'll board us again. We'll fight them off again. What we can try to do is hit the O2, maybe even with the Ion Blast if it's only level 1. Well, we'll fight you in here. You're definitely going to escape because the Ion Stunner is going to stun people in here and buy you time. Actually, maybe you won't escape. Yeah, you're probably going to escape. Doesn't really matter. Yeah. Okay, get you guys in there. Get you in there, and I want you in sensors. I wonder if we should grind dodges against this shit. I generally hate grinding dodges against enemies that are only firing a single shot. But you know what I hate even more than doing that is losing streaks due to complete early bullshit. So I'm going to do it here. So I'll cut this out and we'll be back in a little, well, not really a little bit. It'll probably take quite a while. But I will see you when we have max. In fact, we can get max weapon skill here as well, can't we? Ion Blast, go. Okay, so we have got ourselves our max out skills, piloting, engines, and weapons. We can't max shields, obviously, they're firing an ion at us. I have taken a look by doing this, basically using the burst laser 1, firing it once and depowering to pop shield, and then ion blasting that O2. It is level 2 O2, so that's going to be a little bit tricky to crew kill. However, they're going to use the Mantis to try to do it, so I'm going to do this. Now, that's not an ion stunner like we had yesterday, unfortunately, but it'll do. And hopefully this Mantis being terrible at repairs will enable us to crew kill this. I've already checked the map out as well. We don't have a store to immediately go to, but that's not too bad. Okay, let's fire this. I also wanted to make sure it didn't somehow hit the ion. Let's fire this twice. Depower and then ion blast. Okay, so the ion, even though the system isn't broken, the ion did keep some of the oxygen drain there. I don't want to do additional hull damage by firing all 3 of the burst laser 2 shots. I'm also concerned the more I hit this rune, the more likely it is I set a fire, they run the NG in, and then this does not work. Yeah, unfortunately when we miss with the laser, the ion doesn't last long enough to completely keep the O2 down, so they get a little bit back. But hopefully that's counteracted by the repairs being done by a Mantis. We actually fired the ion blast at the wrong time there, so it's a good thing that the laser shots did both hit. I probably wouldn't risk this if I thought this ship had any chance to run away, but I know it won't. That's unfortunate. I do not want that NG in there. Although that did drain the O2 from the room, so maybe the NG will give up and run to med bay, and then they'll have 2 Mantises. Yeah. That's more tolerable. Okay, that's only level 1. That's only a level 1 med bay. Good. So we do that. Angie dies. Yeah, we got this. Only just. We had to use some nasty tricks, but hey, we deserve... And we got the whole repair from the second part of that. That's very nice. I don't think we actually got anything extra for doing the crew kill there, because that gave us 15 scrap. That's within the range of a medium scrap reward. Sometimes when you do a crew kill, like if a ship has default rewards, which most of them do, hence why they're default rewards, every time you do a crew kill, you have 1 in 9 for a weapon drop, like which we got earlier, and low scrap. 1 in 9 for a crew drop and low scrap. 2 in 9 for fuel and high scrap, which high scrap is between 20 to 23, I think, in this sector. In sectors 1 and 2 on hard. You have a 2 in 9 chance of high scrap and resources, so you know, missiles or drones or fuel. And then finally you have a 3 in 9 chance of medium scrap with resources, which medium scrap with resources is just what you typically get. You know, the offers of like 2 fuel, a missile, and 13 scrap. That's a medium scrap reward with resources. Let's go here. This sees a lot of the sector. Accept the offer of surrender. We get free stuff. We've got a store there. We know we want to go here because that's a fight end store. And frankly, guaranteed fights in NG sectors are very valuable because there's so few of them. We'd like to take more jumps before this store, but then again, we want to make sure we can also hit this store and still hit the exit. How many jumps do we have to the exit? It looks like 6. So from the store we'd have 1, 2, 3, there, 4. I think we can only take one more jump and then go store and then across. We might just use this store to get repairs. Depends on what's there. They're going to board us. They've got a missile. This ship is potentially crew killable depending on what crew they have. We're going to deliberately not kill this engine. We still want to take that missile down. You go fix that. The NG does make this awkward. You go there. And we got a fire, but I want to make sure this NG actually boards us. Because that's the only way we're going to be able to crew kill this. And I'm not sure now whether they will. Actually, their health is low enough. I think I can just shoot at the room and kill them. 63, that requires me to hit 5 times. Yeah, I can just do that, actually. And that means not having to let them put the damn missile back up. Which that NG is repairing really damn fast. They might actually get to fire it here. Oh, you stupid asshole. He fixed it so quickly he ran out of the room, and now I won't get a crew kill without really lucky double rock resists. How irritating. Oh well. Nothing I can do about that. Oh yeah, my NG's not at full health. Well, I would never have been able to get enough money to get hacking here. Even if, you know, the only way I would have done it would have been if that had, like, dropped a Vulcan from a crew kill or something like that. Well, there's another store there. We don't want it. 1, 2... Considering we've already got a store here, we might want to just save our scrap for this store. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do we definitely only have 4 on this? We might have 5, but it's really close and I'm not risking it. Like, if we could get 80 scrap for that store, for this, and of course we don't need 80 when we go there because there's a fight first, we get scrap from that. But if we could have 80 scrap in time for that, we might be able to get hacking there. Unfortunately, there was nothing at that jump. Sometimes NG sectors are good and sometimes they're very bad. Unfortunately, this so far has been an extremely bad NG sector. We've not got any free stuff. We're just getting all events like this, which, like, I don't want those. Give me like a free weapon floating in space or a free drone or anything like this. I'm not going to be able to get 80 scrap in time for this. So what we'll probably be looking for then is, well, just repairs and fuel. I could have bought fuel at that thing a moment ago and it would have been more efficient to do so. But I wanted to hold on to scrap in case there's, like, if there's a flak here, we will just be able to afford it. Because this will be like a medium reward. I fired at the wrong room and ended up shooting a completely empty hull. That was wasteful. As long as I can keep that combat drone down, this ship can't hurt us. I think the ship never runs away because this is a scripted battle. Yeah, we got a repair from that. Well, they didn't have cloaking anyway. In fact, this store sucks. The cloaking, hacking. They didn't have anything that we want here. Do we go to this other store? If we had 80 scrap, I would actually do that, but I don't think it's worth it. I think we need to just get some repairs. Let's get our fuel up to double digits. We're just going to have to survive on these 2 weapons for a while, which this is not very good at all, but it might do. Maybe. Okay, we get a fight here. This ship is not safe, unfortunately, because of the beam drone too. See what crew they have. take that thing down. We've had enough of beam drone 2s on this run. They have an NG over there as well, which is not unusual since this is a pirate ship in an NG sector. So we're definitely not going to try to crew kill. As long as the beam drone is down, their weapons are worthless, so I don't bother firing at them. Let's shoot at piloting now so they can't try to run away. No. Well, they aren't going to run anyway. They have given up their last opportunity to fight, so we will just blow these guys up. And yeah, like, we might have an extra jump, but no, we don't actually, and we are nowhere near strong enough anyway to risk it. This is a possible double scrap reward, and it's a completely free fight, so we definitely take it. Is this in any way crew kill? Not really, they've got an NG. I think even, like, we could try to hit shields and then swap them and get the human to fix O2, but we'd need to take the clone bay down, and we'd end up doing too much damage doing the switching, I think, so we're just going to kill this ship. No. Doesn't seem very generous to me. There's like no scrap in it. By the way, those 2 stores that we got to in this sector had no weapons to them, so if we had not got the ion blast drop, we would be in such huge trouble. This has a store in it, and it has hacking, and we can't get it without selling the ion blast, which I don't think is worth it. Like, hacking is great, but it would leave me with just the burst 2. So we are just short because this sector was so awful. We've made, in terms of our raw scrap, we've made under 100 scrap in both of these first 2. This is a bit like the Crystal A run, except this ship is much weaker than Crystal A. So we've made more scrap than that, but of these 2 sector choices, we have to go NG again, even though this has the potential to really screw us over if it's another bad NG sector. We have to sort of hope that we get the good version of the NG sector now to balance out the terrible NG sector. We go here first and see a lot. I want to just get 80 scrap and hold it at all times. Okay, we've got 80 scrap. Is it worth going there just in case there's a store at this beacon? I guess so. No, we're not paying the toll. Yeah, we're a little bit struggling against ships with 2 shields. We can beat them, but I have no idea how rapidly we can take down missiles like this. Well, we only need 1 shield bubble right now. Okay, good. We dodged both of those missiles, and then they, and then we took it down. But yeah, like 1 volley like that where they dodge a lot, that's probably going to get them the missile back. And hitting again might not necessarily take it out. Okay, fortunately it did take that down. Actually, I need to keep my FTL charging in case this goes pear-shaped. And unfortunately they're not... They dodged all 4 of my fucking shots. Are you kidding? Well, we spotted the store. We'll hold on, because we really, really want to make more scrap. No, we've taken the missile down. We can depower the ion blast for a moment. What's this aiming at? It looks like it's aiming at engines or... Oh no, it just aimed at something that doesn't matter. I was a little bit worried about it hitting engines because that could potentially trap us, and then we take more out of his missiles. Okay, thank God we've swapped who is repairing. Back to the human. But yeah, this, as you can see, this weapon setup, like, it works. You can imagine where I would be without the Ion Blast. But also, we really need to improve our offense sometime soon. Like, ideally at that store, which is the next jump we're going to. We need to get hacking or another weapon really urgently. We're having to do all kinds of stupid nonsense with power. What is this shit? Like, I could get I'm one scrap short of a pre-igniter, which would be an utter trap to buy anyway. This is like, were there any weapons at that last store either? I think that's like 4 stores in NG sectors that have had no weapons, and this only one that had hacking. I could buy the backup battery to maximize the odds, but that's a luxury I can't afford. I need to just do this. I'm also going to buy 1 power bar, because that I can do that and stay above 80. Okay, we get the blue option for the NG, very good. Let's go here, that sees everything. If I don't see another store, I jump up to there. Like, I've spent a sector and a half in NG sectors and haven't had any drops. That's a bit of scrap. It's a very low amount of scrap. Listen to the problem. We could get a Mantis by sending the human, but I'd honestly rather get scrap, so we're going to kill Robert Smith here. Bye, Robert Smith. I'm sorry, I might normally accept the crew member, because in that case you're not giving up a high amount of scrap to get a crew, you're giving up a low amount of scrap, which is much more, you know, palatable. But we have just had so little scrap to work with in this run that we just need to get what we can. Let us go here so we can see as much as we possibly can. We'll take this quest, I guess. Well, there's 1 store. We're not going to do that quest. It's in an awful location. Are you kidding? How many fucking stores do we have to go to find any sort of offense? Do we have enough time now to do this? 1, 2... I guess we do. We go to exit store and back to exit. I'm actually going to take this. That's a at least 3 damage missile, and they have cloaking. They're going to get it off before we get anything off, so I'm just taking the money and getting out of here. Like, we can probably do this if we can get anything good. Okay, there's some good stuff at this store. Do we want to buy hacking and the heavy laser too? We can't afford both of them. Only just, and it would be a while before we could bring the heavy laser 2 online. But we could use hacking to survive until then. We would be using it very, very aggressively. I mean, let's do this now, because we're definitely buying hacking. That's an absolute no-brainer. These other weapons are just not worth it. If there was like a heavy laser 1, I would take that in preference, because I want a 1 power weapon, but... Now, the main thing I'm concerned about in terms of getting the heavy laser 2 is that it does delay me getting hacking 2, which would be very valuable if we need to shield hack against 3 shield enemies in the next sector. But on the other hand, if we're fighting enemies with 3 shields and we only have a burst 2 and a ion blast, and frankly even shield hacking doesn't help us that much. So I think we kind of need to gamble. I mean, what we could do, I suppose, if we get this, thinking on it, we then just need to survive, get a little bit of scrap to get hacking 2, and then we could theoretically shield hack and use the heavy laser 2 on its own. That could do more damage than the burst 2. Yeah, that's the way to do it. but I don't like this. We've had 2 NG sectors, 0 drops in either of them, and the scrap totals were awful. This is why I really don't agree with people saying that NG sectors are really good. Unfortunately, you know, we don't want to go to an uncharted nebula. We don't have long-range scanners, so we're going NG again. Like, maybe we can finally get the version of NG sectors that gives you loads of free stuff. Has meant this run is going reasonably quickly. We've only fought 11 ships so far. But yeah, we've just had a lot of nothing jumps. Well, off to even more NG stuff. Like, if this is a dangerous ship, we can't avoid it, and it is. Our first ship of this sector has really, really good stuff. I need to hack here. What we could potentially try doing is something like hack weapons and hope the artillery beam does something useful. But that seems like a very low probability play. I think we do need to hack weapons though, but I think we may need to do that just to buy us time to get out. We'll see if we can hit on our first volley, which is extremely unlikely, but we'll try. We'll let them fire that single laser, and then we will do that. Oh wow, we actually did hit. Okay, we can stick around for a moment. I mean, fortunately, this ship is all Mantis, I think. And we got a dodge there. Unfortunately, if any of our shots miss at all, we do nothing, so I'd really like to hit their shields, but I'd also really like to take this burst 2 down. I think we need to just do this anyway. It didn't work anyhow. Okay. Obviously, our O2 is also draining right now, but like we can't do anything about that. Okay, we've got down a shield bubble. Maybe we can make this work. Take that burst 2 out, please. We got it. Okay. Our O2 is also critically low, but we can actually now turn that on because we don't need to keep hacking the burst laser 2 away. Let's shoot shields out. We currently can't take damage. What we want now, we want to get our hacking to 2. We want to get enough power to always be able to use hacking 2, and then we need weapons 5 absolutely as soon as possible. Could you stop dodging everything, you stupid asshole? We need to keep those shields from going back to 3, because our ability to actually do any damage plummets if that happens. Okay, good. How's their repairs going? We need to shoot at weapons next. And they dodge everything. Okay, we got this. It was a struggle, but we did end up only taking 2 damage. I think the dodges that we ground earlier have been very, very helpful. Attempt to contact the NG. This is really, really good. We're going to get like a weapon and some free stuff from this. It's even a 1 power weapon. That's not an ideal weapon, but we can upgrade to use that more rapidly than using the heavy laser. So we've got a repair, some scrap, a weapon, and we know where the Federation base quest is, which Federation base is quite a good quest. Does that change my upgrade path? It doesn't for the moment because we have a store to go right to, although probably we just need to buy fuel, honestly. If that were a burst laser one, I'd buy that and see about using that. But a whole laser one is too slow and not worth spending that much scrap on. Do I want to now upgrade hacking, or let's upgrade hacking. What we could potentially do in fights against highly shielded opponents is use a long hack on weapons, ion bomb, and onto shields, and then the burst laser 2 can do stuff. You could potentially even use the ion bomb in combination with the artillery, because an ion bomb that you drop into weapons basically shuts their ability to use offense down for a long time. Let's see. Go here, I guess. We're gonna go up towards that base quest, because that's quite good. Hail them. Okay, we're gonna do a level 2 hack on weapons here. And we're gonna use the ion blast and the burst 2. We only need one shield bubble for the moment. Fight you in there, put O2 on, I don't need dodge. They dodge stuff like crazy. Can we maybe get a second volley off because we have a level 2? Doesn't matter, they dodge. Well, it's only a Lido missile, so that's good. I need to get you out of there, though. I don't want a missile to come in and kill you. Okay, that's down. You go in there since I'm not charging my FTL anyway, which is a little bit dangerous, but I don't think this fight is too bad. Take their shields down, try to just win this fight quickly. No. We are rejecting all surrenders right now. We need scrap really badly. Get you 3 in that room, kill that stupid thing. Currently they're locked out of... Well, they aren't locked out of weapons now, but their NG is actually running to shields. Which I'm glad, because he could fix the weapons really fast if he felt like it. Great, they have another NG. $33 scrap, very good. We're gonna do that. We now critically need more power. Frankly, there's a good argument that we should have just bought power there, really. But I mean, this does give us the option to use Ion Blast and Ion Bomb alongside lasers if we want to. It would come at the expense of hacking, so it's unlikely that we'll do that too often. Our next 2 rewards are definitely going to buy 2 power bars. Maybe even to buy, maybe we may even want to buy 3, actually. Should I take this route to the quest? Distress beacons and NG are pretty good and are likely to be things we have blue options for. We have 6 jumps. 1, 2, 3, 4. We actually need to hit the quest relatively near the end because these things up here are farther away. I'm going to go here, here, and then onwards. I don't need more stores, I just need to actually make scrap. Okay, well this ship would be completely unthreatening, but they are sending a boarding drone over. And they have 3 shield bubbles, so we have little ability to get through. We need to see where this is going to land. It's landed right next to my damn shield, so I need to hack their drones. Actually, I might be able to hold off. Because there's a possibility they won't go to my shields next. They might go somewhere else. They might run this way. Feels likely they're going to run towards my shields, though. Nope, they're actually going this way. Cool. However, there is a possibility they will run towards them eventually, so I want to keep doing damage to this. Ideally, I want to hit that system. Their weapons are not dangerous to me as long as my shields are up, and as long as I have okay, that's dead. Now that does mean they can redeploy it in a moment. We probably need to ion bomb their shields to make any headway in this fight. Well, that's landed in hacking. That's not too bad. That should mostly bounce around these rooms, which I'm basically not using anyway. Let's turn the artillery on. Since this is a slow, drawn-out fight, especially with that happening, let's shoot shields. I might knock this down very, very low and then deliberately not kill it, because as long as it's ionizing rooms I don't care about. Yeah, like this is low enough. Oh yeah, they have a system repair drone over there, so I have no real ability to take the shields down other than using the ion bomb. Which is unfortunate. They keep dodging and I'm going to use a bunch of ion bombs. I might just leave these guys in here, and that way if they ever... In fact, yeah, let's do that. We'll leave those guys in there. If they ever look like they're going to ionize my shields, I'll just kill the thing. And otherwise, we can hope we'll let the artillery beam do stuff. Their shields go down a bit there. Let's see if I can shoot them out. Get that ion blast. Oh, my pilot accidentally killed it while I wasn't looking. No, refuse. We desperately need scrap. Well, that fight was drawn out and annoying, but we did win and we didn't take any damage, so I will take a drawn out and annoying fight over a dangerous fight anytime. You fix that, buy a power bar. We're that much closer to actually being where we should have been like a sector and a half ago. Unfortunately, this is giant alien spiders. I don't want to risk that. We have fought so many ships in this sector that have, you know, level 3 shields. This is the third already. Does this mean we need to hack shields? These weapons aren't too dangerous on the first volley. You know, I'm going to hack weapons to desync them. Just make sure they stay so that they never are able to fire when my shields are down. And then I can ion bomb shields down. I'll let them shoot this. Actually going to shoot shields because we've got hack on their weapons right now. I need to take that ion blast down for a moment. Now I will shoot at weapons to try to knock one out. Oh god. our shield's going to be back in time. Not quite, and unfortunately they've landed a hit in there. I was a bit slow on that, so my strategy was not that great. Fortunately, this is actually going to burn down. I'm going to keep the ion bomb because that takes the longest to charge. But yeah, the fact that I didn't have somebody in shields there meant they could just get a hit in. There's a possibility we could crew kill this ship because those fires in there are going to spread, and they're going to have a really hard time ever getting them off. But especially with the fact they've already lost some crew. Potentially we could just ion bomb this room and switch the medbay off, but I'm reticent to spend bombs that I don't necessarily have to. And they might just put the fire out anyway. You get in there, you go over there, you go over here. I don't need my shields right now. Like, I wouldn't mind them deciding to just run in there. Get my ion blast up. I might try to take this out without using an ion bomb. No, that's not going to happen. Okay, we got a double fire there. I think they're still going to put that out. Actually, maybe we can do this. Yeah. Got him. Double reward. Cool. Well, not double reward, but high scrap reward. And that will buy us the power that we've been needing for ages. Now we need to get our weapons up really, really badly. I want to be using Burst 2 and Heavy Laser. Honestly, I wouldn't mind getting to 6 and using Burst Laser, Heavy Laser, and one of these 2 ion weapons, but we can't be picky. This is a big gamble, but I'm going to take it anyway. It brings me very, very low on fuel, but like, I'd rather be low on fuel and gamble being able to find a store than... Let's put you on shields. And now I do that. We get one more jump and then we go to the exit. That jump was a waste. We can't give them 15 missiles because we might need to use the ion bomb. We'll give them 5. Wow. Well, we have abandoned 5 is probably the single most dangerous sector in the game, but Zoltan is also an incredibly dangerous sector. So this is great. and literally no path would allow you to avoid. The only paths that would allow you to avoid this choice are ones that would force you into one of these two. You have to go through one of these two to win this run at all. So, yeah. So we're going Zoltan, but well, we have to take on the Zoltans. And the Zoltans, of course, counter our hacking that we're relying on, really, to allow us to survive dangerous fights. I'd love to go to Shield 6 right now to deal with energy bombers, but we can't do that. We are going to shield hack. Fortunately, enemies that run away because you have low fuel take a very, very long time to get away. So we can safely, like, do this. You start venting. Okay, we've taken their weapons down. That's very good. You go up and help with these borders. You can stop venting. You're gonna take a few hits just to make sure my Mantis doesn't die. Shoot at shields and see if I can take them down good. They didn't get any dodges. That's very, very good. Oh my god, it didn't give us any fuel, so we're trapped here on the first jump of the sector. Like, it was a big gamble giving that fuel away, obviously, but if we hadn't done that, we wouldn't have had the Heavy Laser 2 in that fight, and then what are we doing? I think I need Weapon 6 next. We could request emergency reserves, but that only gives you like 1 fuel. We could also attack the automated ship and just hope to get fuel from destroying it. I don't know if this is guaranteed to drop fuel. Some of the fuel events, if you fight them, you do not always get fuel. I think we're just going to buy as much fuel as we can so that we don't run out. It delays us getting our weapons up, but what can you do? Zoltan Nebulas suck, but we like have... Oh, wow. This sector, in addition to being awfully an awful choice, is also awfully pathed. You can't get over except by going through this beacon. This is going to be like the Border Police or the Natural Mineral Protection Act or something like that. Then we have to go this way, and you bounce around. I guess we go there, 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 and then we hit as much as possible, come back to there, and go to the exit. But that still sucks. Auto ship. They have a heavy ion 2. They have an ion blast 2 and double beam drones. I'm going to hack weapons here because I want to stop that from completely taking my shields down. Thank God they got no dodges. That's very, very fortunate. Wow, they've had no dodges on our first... Oh, I never saved your crew position. They've had no dodges through our first 10 shots as an auto ship. That's very, very lucky. That's something... They dodged 0 shots in that entire fight. That's something to remind yourself of whenever you're in a fight in FTL and you get completely screwed over by them dodging like crazy. Sometimes that happens to the AI too. It's just it's not as memorable to you because of how confirmation bias works. But it is something that can happen to them. We're going here. There's a distress option that often happens in Zoltan sectors that gives like a lot of scrap. You find like a Zoltan freighter, and we could use a lot of scrap for doing nothing. Okay, we didn't get that, but we got this. We have a blue option for this. This will give us an augment. It's an augment we can't use, but we can definitely use the 45 scrap. So we're going to go like this. We might use the ion bomb depending on what enemy we're up against. We'd really like to find a store just to buy fuel. This ship is intensely dangerous. You know, we can't stop this missile. We can't stop the burst 2. Fortunately, we got dodge on the missile. We are going to hack their weapons again. Oh fuck, they hit that with the heavy ion. We need to go and fix that because it's hacked and broken now. So that's not good. We could potentially get a crew kill here, but I very much doubt it. Like, if we got some fires, maybe, but we'd need to also take the Columbi out, so not really. Okay, we got some fuel out of that. That's very good. You go and heal. I think we need to buy a power bar here. Now, we'd really like to start saving for cloaking. But honestly, I think if I get enough scrap for that, unless I immediately see a store, I'll want to be getting my shields up. Because as mentioned, Zoltan sectors are very, very dangerous. We have been very fortunate to not fight an energy bomber that has multiple offensive drones so far. Those things are terrifying when you only have 2 shield bubbles. Okay, this one's fine. You should always fight the Mantis ship in this. I don't know which gives better rewards, but you know, the Mantis ship involves not fighting a Zoltan ship. I clicked the wrong option, for fuck's sake. Well, if we die here, this is entirely my own fault, but I think we'll be okay. These aren't too dangerous weapons. We actually don't need to fire either of our lasers, I think. The asteroids can do it. Hack weapons. They'll get that off, but... Okay, we're okay. Thankfully, this is not some nasty high-roll ship that has really dangerous weapons or system. We can potentially even crew kill this because they're going to be trapped in a burning room, and Zoltans are not particularly good at that situation. And now there's no oxygen in there. Gotcha. Well, we picked the wrong fight by mistake there, but it has proved to really help us out. We could potentially use Hull Smasher, Heavy 2, Burst 2, Hull Smasher, Ion Blast, Heavy 2 at the end of the game. That is an end game capable weapon setup. So are actually the weapons we hacked out, but that's a much better end game setup. So we are rewarded for taking the wrong option, where literally I just misread which option I needed to tick. I thought it was the options read basically fight the Mantis ship or save the fight the Zoltan ship. So of course I clicked the one that said Mantis ship. Sometimes you have to be lucky to be good. Well, now we get the Mantis ship. We're gonna weapons hack. They only have 2 shield bubbles. We should pretty easily be able to take this stuff down. We'll even start charging the artillery just on the off chance. We'll probably end up depowering it if we don't take these weapons down. We need to take that. We need to double our fuel. We go to this store. We have a backup DNA bank to sell. We could potentially sell the ion bomb. That's still not enough to buy cloaking. We could buy a backup battery, which would remove it from the systems and make cloaking more likely in future stores, and the extra power would be helpful. I think I'm going to do this. We could also just buy more fuel. Okay, well there is no backup battery here anyway. Get more repairs, sell the backup DNA bank. We're keeping our weapons like this at the moment because we don't have enough power to use all of the other stuff anyway, and the ion bomb is occasionally helpful. We were very fortunate in this sector. We did not fight either the Natural Mineral Protection Act enemies or the Zolt Border Police. We're gonna do that. We really could use the repair and repair the power, and we can afford that. We definitely don't take another Zoltan thing. We go pirate. There's a store. We're not gonna have the scrap to buy cloaking there. Great. Pirate sectors may only have one store in them. I'm gonna just ignore that store. We don't need weapons. We've already got the weapons that we're going to be using unless like something falls into our lap. So we're going to go here, 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 there, and then into that bottom nebula. And I think that means we want to get our shields up. Like, we'll have all of this sector mostly to get scrap. I mean, I suppose there could be a second. There could be a second store, so I guess maybe we could take a look around for that, but the odds are not great. And even if there is, we may honestly not be able to get cloaking in this run. We might have to like settle for mind control, which would not be ideal at all. Or we may even just not get another system because our scrap has been so bad. And speaking of bad, they just dodge like crazy. We maybe get a second shot off. Go in there. Unfortunately, we could not hit any of those damn shots. They dodge like crazy. No, not our artillery. But yeah, this burst laser through can do nasty things, and we won't be able to hack to stop it. It goes off just before our hacking comes back. Ooh, our NG is dying. Hack that thing down. I fucked the timing up there, and that has kept that missile up because we hit all of our shots. It's just one of them we fired too early and it hit a shield. Doors are now on fire. Get our NGs in there. I think my timing was messed up because normally I have a wet person on weapons, but there I didn't. I did it again. I also get thrown off, of course, I'm forgetting. One of the other things about this ship that really throws my weapon timing off, the gap between your front row and back row weapons is so large. I always forget that when I've not played this ship for a while, which I haven't. It can cause your weapons to take more travel time. That wasn't that though. That was just me being clumsy. I'm being thrown off and frustrated. Wow, we did get a crew kill there. We actually now have enough scrap because of that. That if there's cloaking at that store, we can get it. So we're going there. It involves backtracking, but who cares? Backtracking is not nearly as bad as people might think it is when they first play this game. It's completely fine to revisit beacons if it will get you the specific things that you want to win an FTL run. It doesn't really matter if you're, you know, not maximally efficient with your jumps or some such nonsense. Efficiency is whatever wins the run. And what wins this run is getting cloaking. Unfortunately, there is no cloaking here. But it was worth looking. I need to repair. I can't now hold scrap. I do need to get my shields up. So let's do that. Just unfortunately that doesn't do anything to protect me from missiles. But we're going to go here and through this nebula, and hopefully we can get some good rewards and get ourselves... We know that nebula will not have a store in it, so even if there is another store, well, maybe there's one here. Even if there is a store, another store in this sector, we know we have a while before it happens. We're hacking the weapons to get our shield bubble back. Hopefully we can knock one of these chain lasers off before they get to fire, and then we're much safer. Okay, now we're completely safe. They're going to cloak before we can shoot again, so let's just let them do that. They dodge like mad, but we are going to get another set of shots off before they can... let's see maybe if we can do this. Yeah. So yeah, we have at least 4 nebula jumps before we could even see a store. And we, can potentially, if we are a little bit short, we could potentially sell the ion bomb. We could even potentially sell the hull laser. I could potentially just use these 3 weapons. It wouldn't be ideal by any stretch of the imagination. But I might do that to get cloaking and survive. Unfortunately, this jump sucks. They're in hacking. You 2 get in there. They have more people on the ship, but we can fight them off. There's only 3 of them. Yeah, my Mantis has this. Back to your positions. I think I'd like to see like here, see that whole bottom corner. And then if there's nothing down there, we go up. Attempt to follow them. Okay, we've got a Mantis. That's not bad, although, that's mostly, just a nice to have thing. I would have taken scrap as a preference. We're gonna risk this, and we're paid off. There is only a 20% chance to lose crew there, so it's not too bad to risk that. And we had just got given a crew member. Like, it would have been bad if we'd lost one of our crew members, especially our NG would have been the worst to lose there. But like, you can take that risk. You can take a calculated risk sometimes. So let's look down here. We now have plenty of stuff that we can sell. I think we can bring this on board. Yeah, we got some scrap off that. Okay, there's not another store, so we're gonna go up. We're not using missiles. We are using drones, so that's an easy choice. Look here. We're once again running very low on fuel. Okay, this ship we weapon hack. These 2 weapons are far, far less dangerous if you separate them. Like, we're using them ourselves, but the enemy isn't smart enough to ever, thankfully, do this trick. If the enemy understood how to use hacking properly, this game would be, like, impossible. They hit us anyway, because of course they did. Maybe we can get this, because we have an ion stunner now. I mean, they're double NG, so they're going to fight the fires really, really rapidly. But maybe we can do something. Oh, they're actually going to run in shields now. Stun you. We keep stunning them in shields. And that gives the fire time to spread. Unfortunately, I think they're going to break through next time because the damage they're doing to the hack door, it persists. Like the door doesn't regain its strength. And then it spread back in there. I wanted to stun them in the weapons room. And geez, man. Well, it might spread back. Of course, their health is also low enough that we could potentially just do this. Gotcha. So, we now have cloak buffer. Can we get cloaking? If we go to the exit, we'll see both of these beacons. Let's see, if we go there and there, we would have to dive to go to a store. We actually might have to do that anyway. We are going to hack weapons. We're just going to wait to see to make sure they're not hacking our hacking. I'm more worried about the missiles and the Vulcan, but that's typically the case. And the missile will be made very annoying to knock offline because of the Vulcan. Because, you know, we have to do 5 damage basically to knock that missile offline at all consistently. We did 3 there, but that's not enough. I messed the timing up again. I need to be more patient. Okay, there we go. They shouldn't ever get to fire a missile at me again. Especially now they've got a Mantis in there repairing instead of an NG. They did clone that entity, so they're back. Yeah, even if they had dodged like crazy, we had the level 2 hack, so... Cool, we got a lot of scrap there. Store, no store. I think we have enough to do 1 jump, so we might as well do that. Sector 7 is a purple sector, forced. So it could be slug. The ship can't hurt us. They've just rolled terrible weapons, so let's preserve the hacking drone. We obviously can't crew kill them, but yeah, they've rolled a heavy ion. The single best thing the heavy ion does in the game is that it occasionally just creates incredibly weak low roll ships because they're wasting 2 power on a single ion. It can actually be vaguely dangerous if they pair it with another ion weapon, and you can even use this yourself. But mostly it's like a terrible weapon, and the main advantage of it is that occasionally just ships will do things like that, and then the AI can't get through your shields. Well, Slug is definitely better. It's, you know, they're quite high on scrap on average, and they have 2 or 3 stores, which is way better than the potentially 0 stores in Uncharted Nebulas. There's one right away. If we get cloaking, I honestly think we can win this run after the appalling start. Okay, there's no cloaking there, but we can get backup battery. We still have at least 1 more store in this sector. And what should we do about weapons? I'd like to upgrade. Can I do that? I could do this and still have enough. Although that does, I mean, that does prevent me from upgrading my O2, but actually I'll be able to do that because I'm going to sell at least 1 of these weapons. I think we get rid of the Ion Bomb at this point, and the Ion Blast. The Ion Stunner, the extra 2 scrap that I would get, is worth saving because the stun effect can be valuable for getting crew kills against the flagship. So, thank you, Ion Blast. You basically saved the run when you dropped, but I need scrap right now. Let's do that, and before we forget, let's do this. I really hope that there's other stores like down there. Like, Slug 7 is very dangerous. There could be potentially extremely dangerous enemies to fight. They might have like 5 shield bubble enemies or things like that. Fortunately, this enemy is not too bad. They do have a fire bomb, but we have double NGs and a rock. We should be okay. We're gonna hack shields. Double NGs, go do your stuff. Yeah, they won't get any more fire bombs off on me. The fire bomb is generally more dangerous to get in this. Like, they always have a fire weapon, and you generally would rather see them have a fire beam than a fire bomb, because the fire beam almost never lines up with their other weapons, and they need to get your shields down completely to use it, whereas fire bomb on its own can do stuff. Okay, those shields are down. They've got their cloak back, but they're not. It doesn't look like they're running, so their shields are also on fire, so kind of ironically. $42 scrap. Do we want to go this way to see if there's a store? Yeah. Because we can still see these upper beacons. Also, if there's a third store, there's always 2 stores in the nebula in slug sectors. We've seen one. There is a 50-50 chance there will be one outside the nebula. There's only 2 non-nebula beacons. So if you're looking for stores in slug nebulas, it's often just a good idea to go for those, because even though there may not be a store at them, you want to get sight of them, because there's usually fewer of them, unless you have more chance of being like, if there is going to be a store, it'll be at one of these. We're going to use our Rockman. Our Rockman opened up a store. Unfortunately, it does not have cloaking. That pre-igniter is absolutely a trap. I'm not buying that. Actually, no. No, it really is just completely a trap. I'm going to do this and this just to get those into double digits, and then we'll keep going. So that's 2 stores that have not had the thing we want. We will keep persevering. This is why you upgrade your and this enemy with the fire weapons does in fact have a beam, but unfortunately they have a missile, and that's definitely an Artemis missile, because slugs don't use any other kind of they don't use Leo missiles. Let's squeeze some more power out of our oxygen. Since they have an annoying missile, we're gonna hack weapons, but unfortunately they do have cloaking, which at this stage in the game is probably a cloak that's long enough that they'll just be able to get that off. No, maybe not. Keep powering the engines in case we ever need to run away. Hopefully we don't, because we really need scrap, but... yeah, unfortunately we've not taken that down. Fire beam's worthless right now, it can't do anything, but this Artemis missile can do nasty things to us. Like, hit our weapons and put a frigging breach in them. One missile. One missile, that's all it takes to make your life hell in this game sometimes. And by sometimes, I mean most of the time. I think I get another volley off here before they cloak. Okay, good, and that missile is down. I need to send you to heal, you're quite low on health. Okay, good. We've got loads and loads of fires in their weapons room. We won't be able to crew kill because late game slug ships have absolute boatloads of ships, and typically they have medical units, as this one does. Well, they're not running, so they die as soon as we get another set of shots off. So this is probably the most dangerous event in a slug sector, because this shuts your med bay off, and there are borders that are immune to mind control, so they're quite dangerous. However, we really want our hack here. These people have dangerous weapons and cloaking, and the thing is, we have 2 mantises, so we can afford to just fight these guys. Yeah, you can come and fight my rock. You'll fight him 2v1 for a little bit, but my mantis will come and tag team, get him out of there. Let's hack weapons and try to desync things. Let's get the first volley off. And they just dodged like maniacs. So that's unfortunate. They're going to get the cloak here. This will unfortunately synchronize their weapons as well, which I was quite worried about. Okay, we've taken some stuff down now. Backup battery room is on fire, and we need to be wary of fires because our mantis are low on health and we can't heal them right now. Hack. Okay. Currently this ship can't hurt me, so let's run our O2. Also, let's run the engines just in case we decide that we need to flee. Oh, for fuck's sake, they dodged 4 lasers in a row there, with their shields completely down. And then they fixed their cloaking. We got a dodge in there, and that's all we needed. You go fix that. That slug's gonna burn to death. Good. They line their cloaking up. What are you doing? I didn't not want you to do that. Okay, we took the cloak down. We should kill with this volley. Fortunately, these ships haven't been running away. Slug ships do run away sometimes, and our offense is a bit, if you'll pardon the pun, sluggish. So, if they did decide to run away, we'd have difficulty stopping them. We don't have quite enough scrap to get our shields all the way up, without taking us below cloak buffer. What we do actually have enough to do is this. And I think we want to do that. Let's just take a quick look. See that there's not like immediately a store, but I think we want to do that. Yeah, let's do that. Weapons 8. We still haven't upgraded engines a single time in this run, but you know, we don't have cloaking yet, so we don't need to do that. We'll attack. This ship's not too bad. If we weapons hack, we should be quite safe. Because we can just stop them using the glaive beam anytime they might be actually thinking of using it intelligently and firing when our shields are down. Take out their cloaking. Okay, they might do us some damage just by firing this at 4, but... Wow, they have an NG over there because they repaired that really, really fast. So I guess shooting the cloaking out is no use. In that case, let's hit these damn weapons. And unfortunately, the cloaking is causing them to charge the charge laser up enough that they might theoretically hurt me. Fortunately, we're getting the one dodge that we need so that that doesn't happen. Get the win, and 53 scrap. No store there. So we want to see these beacons and then head over to there. I think that we might need to leave these 2 beacons, because if we don't see those, well, I mean, then we won't see those too. Think about that. Let's go here first, because we might just see a store right there, and then it's all kind of a moot point. Let's attack this ship. Those weapons are slow, but we can't easily knock the missile down because of the Vulcan. Okay, we've got that down. Can we maybe get another volley off? Unfortunately, our volley is kind of slow. Okay, good, we got it. We've seen a lot of NGs in this run, probably because we spent a very, very significant portion of the run in an NG sector. And by an NG sector, I mean 3 different NG sectors. Yeah, double NG again. Yeah, we'll take that. We'll probably just end up selling that. We could potentially use this to crew kill the flagship in phase 1 if we can get cloaking and make ourselves safe. Because the Breach Bomb 2 is a fantastic weapon for getting crew kills. Take it. So we go this way, we'll go what, there, well there. If there's not a store at one of these 2, we would go there, 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 and the spots where it could be other stores would be like there, or these bottom ones. There are some spots we potentially, I think, just can't ever see, but we'll try to make it work. Try to see absolutely as many of them as we can. So shields and weapons gets you more scrap from this event, but I don't feel like if they high roll their ship, which unfortunately you can't see what the ship is. You just get told that it's dangerous looking. You should really be able to see what it has, but I can't. So I'm just gonna say, yeah, I think if I'd realized this was gonna be like this, I probably would have taken, I don't know, maybe we could have done weapons and just shield hacked, but we didn't know. Stop this fool from breaking his stuff. Should we try to do this without hacking? No. That's why we wanted to hack weapons. Now our shields will have time to recharge. You can hit that, I don't care. Slugs go squish. Let's try to hit their cloak rather. Too slow. I would hope from this run that you could take away one thing, that if you're kind of behind, that hacking weapons is really, with an upgraded hack, is really, really, really good. Because it just makes you safe. Like, even if a fight turns horribly against you, it buys you time to run away and thus not die. And that buys you time to find stores that can potentially turn your run around, or get lucky drops, or whatever you might need. Stop you from smashing the shields. You know, like, ideally you have a strong setup and you're hacking, you know, hacking shields. But it does leave you at some risk. I'm gonna let them cloak because I think they're close to it, yeah. Hack that stuff down. Don't let you smash that. So much dodging. Doesn't look like these guys are going to try to run away, which is good, because I would have had a very difficult time stopping them. Actually, this is a scripted event. I don't know whether this scripted event ever works. 53 scrap, and there's that store. Now, please have cloaking. There's no cloaking. Great. Well, we're going to see if there's one there. That's the last chance for one, other than like a really lucky store from an event in Sector 7. Not quite. We'd need to get the power. That's an upgraded mind control. That's going to be a little bit tricky. This ship also has 4 shield bubbles. We will once again be hacking weapons. I think we'll let them fire these 2 and then hack to desync them. We shouldn't take damage from these unless they hit with everything, and yeah, they didn't. Hack that halberd beam down. Apparently we hack that down in both the literal and metaphorical sense. Gotcha. Let's hit these shields. This is the first enemy we've fought with 4 shields, which I think is quite lucky considering we're in a slug sector. You can fight things with 5 shields in this sector. Well, now let's find out if we're going to see another store in this sector. No. Well, we do this now. We have enough still to get cloaking if we see a Sector 8 store, because we can sell the breach bomb. By the way, we're in Sector 8. We haven't upgraded our we're not in Sector 8. We're about to go to Sector 8. We haven't upgraded our engines once. They're not really that good. Well, we get a drop that we can't get rid of unless we get lucky and find the store. So, off to Sector 8. We just want to see as much as we can. We probably prioritized that even over repair stations. But like, it's possible that was the store. We have no way of being sure. This only sees one jump actually, because these ones we've all already seen. But like, whatever, we need to jump forward. This ship can't hurt us. We have a hard time hurting it, but it cannot hurt us. And we are so hard off for scraps that I think this means we have to try to O2 kill this. Fortunately, they don't have like any repair drones or anything like that. It'll take a little while for us to actually get a shot through, but... I'm gonna actually wait until I can hack again because they recharge their O2 immediately between the hacks because it's level 2. I just need to stop them from getting the super shield up. There we go. Use our faster weapons to knock that down and just keep the slower ones in reserve. How are we doing on shield skill? Cool, we took that down. And they're gone. Which sees more? I think this upper path has the... I mean, there's a load of beacons down there, and we can't tell. I guess we're going to upgrade our engines now, because we can do that and still keep above above cloak buffer. Although, really, I probably should have gone hack 3, actually. If we go this way, we go there, there. If we go this way, we go there, there, there. So we get to a beacon that sees more sooner by going this north path. Also, the engine's upgrade will be very useful if we get forced into a dive, which can easily happen in this sector. Oh, for fuck's sake. We might just need to run away from this ship. They're sending over an intruder drone and they have a missile. We don't need... Well, I don't know if we need all of our shields in this. Fortunately, that's not landed anywhere important yet, but it is going to go into our engines in a moment. So that could be quite bad. God damn it, their stupid fucking drone face tanks the... Please go into O2. Okay, good. Like, we might end up just randomly taking damage in fights in Sector 8, which I hate doing, since there's no guarantee we'll ever get to fix it. And especially since we don't have cloaking, it could be quite vital in terms of, you know, do we survive the flagship battle? Having every single point of hull might actually be the difference. We are literally like one tick too short to stop that. Let's see if I can... Okay, it missed anyway, so we can stick around here. We have managed to take that down in spite of having multiple hits on their defensive drones. We really, really want to hit their drones. We don't want them sending another ion intruder drone and having it landing in shields or weapons. Unfortunately, we did it, but... And especially, like, their hack on doors means that our crew can get stuck in a room with it and get stunned. And other nasty stuff. Okay, it's down. And we can potentially jump away if we need to. You get out of there just so you don't suffocate. You can take damage from stealing the civilian supplies. I don't think that's worth it, but considering what we were just discussing, that every bit of hull that I have, since we're going to be quite likely fighting the flagship without cloaking, every bit of hull that we have could be the difference. Get another power bar. We should have enough drones for this. At the moment, I don't feel at all confident in being able to use the breach bomb to get crew kills in phase 1. But if we don't do that, I'm not really all that confident about the boarding phase. This weapon might be faster than my guns. I'm going to hack weapons here to buy time. It's kind of dangerous because this is a late game auto scout. I only need 2 shield bubbles for this though. I don't care about this guy because of the aforementioned need for only 2 shield bubbles. Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was worried about. But that might actually buy us enough time to just get our FTL charge all the way up. We should get a second volley off as well. I mean, that second volley is also completely ineffective. So yeah, we took 3 damage there, and we may not ever get to heal that. And if we have a close flagship fight, that could literally be the difference. And of course that missile hit my... No, please don't ion bomb my artillery, that's monstrous. You know, like if we have a close fight against the flagship, having 3 hull could actually be the difference. But like that was a Hermes missile, so if I had not hacked weapons, they'd have probably got that off at about the same time as our hull laser, because it's not very quick. That's a multiple level thing, we need people to keep holding him off. I mean, if we do find a store, we can heal at the store, as well as potentially getting the system we've been trying to get for the last God knows how long. Well, the entire run, really, but especially the last 3 or 4 sectors. Gotcha. We found the store. Please have cloaking. It doesn't have it. And it took over the repair station too. So, we're going to have to do this without cloaking. This is a no-brainer. Do we want to try to delete crew? in phase 1. I mean, if we get really lucky and the store doesn't get taken over, we could potentially jump back here between phases and use it to repair. That would require some luck, of course, but it is a possibility. In fact, we could just jump to where the flagship is now to maximize the chance of that happening. And then potentially, if that's the case, as long as actually if the store doesn't get taken out in phase 1, after phase 1, we could jump here, get repairs, and still be able to sell the breach bomb. And having somewhere to jump to also does mean if something goes really badly with us trying to do this, we can just get away and try to redo the fight at the base. I think that has persuaded me that we should try this. Because we're not in good shape for the anti-boarding phase at all. We don't have mind control counter because we were trying to get cloaking and didn't ever see it in the late sector. We need to do this, and I think... Do we want to just get more evade since we don't have cloaking? I think that's more important than the other things. I mean, it means we don't have doors, but we're going to try to be a racing crew, and if we can't do that, we can always... We've got other jumps we can go to potentially get more scrap. So, phase 1, we are going to shield hack. We will take some damage here because we can't do anything about their first missile surge. But the breach bomb on its own can potentially take the missiles out. And if we could like get some fires in shields, we can use the ion stunner. I think this is worth it. If we took like 4 or 5 damage to get the crew deleted. Once we take the missiles down, our odds of taking damage are not that high, as long as they don't hack anything that good. That's pretty bad, but it's not the worst thing they could hack. We could potentially use breach bombs to wipe crew out in these side rooms, and then the breach means they could never repair it, even if we killed all the crew. But we need to put everything on. That is some good dodging. We just need to control the missile artillery. That's the most critical thing. As long as that's down. And it is. And that's going to be a kill. Should we breach like one of their other things to delay taking damage? No, let's hit their shields. And miss. But, you know, we've got a kill. And that room has a breach and... That room's got a breach and a and fires in it. I mean, admittedly, those will kind of counteract each other, but it's gonna take them a long time to fix that. They're not even trying to go in and fix that. So while they're doing that, come on, could you please dodge something? Aw, man, the ion stunner missed. We could have got them stunned in that double fire room. Well, these triple ions will hit, unfortunately. There's nothing we can do about that because they arrived at the same time as the... Ooh, we've got you. Got one. Yeah. That's got 2 of them. So yeah, and we got hit by the beam there. Not much we can do about that. We can do this, take this person out without blowing the ship up. We can't use the... Actually, we can use the heavy laser. We do this. Got you. These are all going to hit, because again, we got that guy. That went off just as they cloaked. They're down to 2 crew. Oh no, they've got 3. We can't really use our conventional weapons against them because they will blow the ship up. Ooh! So their crew is completely wiped out, except for the 2 in the side rooms, but when Phase 3 comes along, they will have no crew on the ship at all. That does mean they'll become an auto ship for the final phase, but that's not as bad as actually having to deal with the boarding phases, honestly. So, we've won Phase 1, we took 6 damage, and their crew have been deleted, so we don't need to worry about that now. Let's hope that that store is still there. So let's swap this back out, head to the store. Thank you, Breach Bomb. Full heal. Does mean we're 1 scrap short of being able to get a power bar, but it's fine. To the base. We want to win all these phases now just absolutely as rapidly as possible to deal with the power surges and all that nonsense. You go help fight. Okay, those are down. Get me as much evade as I can, which is not very much, it turns out, since we have an intruder in our piloting room. I mean, our shields are basically already down, and the surge is about to go off. We're going to take a bunch of fucking damage here. Shooting at drones doesn't do anything about the drones from the actual surge itself because they're created by an event, but it does do something about the 2 native drones, and that can actually make you much more survivable. So that's why I fired at drones there instead of shield. Albeit, frankly, we did more clearing the drones by hitting them directly with the lasers than we did in terms of actually just, you know, system damage helping us. That was stupid. We didn't engage our hack. Hack that shit down. Next volley is definitely going into shields. I don't need the ion stunner anymore. Their shields are down completely. Let's just get as much dodge as we can. Okay, we're through phase 2. Store is now being taken over, so unfortunately we can't retreat back there, and that repair station isn't reachable. So we won't be able to get back to full health, but whatever. Should I get 2 power from the backup battery or 1 normal power? I'm gonna get 1 normal power, I think. I mean, at the beginning of the fight we can't even use hacking because of the Zoltan shield. And by the time we can redirect power and use the backup battery to get full evade anyway. So we'll have to deal with whoever they mind control. It's one of the mantises we could honestly just kill them. But it depends. Ideally it'll be like an NG and we can just kite them. We should be okay here. We're going to take some damage, obviously. I don't even want to take extra fights because they could be dangerous and do me damage. I just want to win the run. Let's go and fight them away from the base. Not that we can do the runaway trick because they're all dead anyway. Unfortunately, they mind-controlled my pilot, which is probably the worst person they could have mind-controlled. Do any of my people have any incidental pilot training? No. You go there, you go here, just so that you can swap in. We're going to actually power the artillery beam because it might actually do something in this fight, as it's going to likely take a while. I've got a double fire in my engine's room. Let's send the NG to help fight that. Can we please take this Zoltan shield down? No. My Mantis is losing badly. Well, they've hit my weapons, but that's only taken the ion stunner down. That's not important. You get out of there so my real pilot is doing things here. Wow, we didn't even take any damage from that. That's remarkable. They nearly dodged enough there to not take any damage. That was fucking ridiculous. I'd like to take the mind control out now just so they can't use it to remove my evade. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we've got this. It's been a struggle. This is night and day compared to the last run. But it looks like it's going to be 10 in a row. We even dodged that. I think I hacked too soon, but whatever. Got him. The artillery didn't ever go off in that. It did actually take a hit. So, yeah, artillery sucks, and you'd rather have a real system like cloaking that we couldn't obtain. But thankfully, we were able to get, like, that ion blast drop, honestly, which really should not have happened. That only happened, we got a fire in a weapons room. That drew all 3 crew in the ship into that room, and that meant we had just enough hull to apply all the damage we needed to kill those 3 crew. Without that, that ship almost certainly does not drop a weapon, and we die. There's no way we survive without that drop after those appalling early sectors. And yeah, this is a sub 5,000 run, which is always just, you know, we go from the ridiculous heights of 7,000 plus to this. And this was almost as bad as that Crystal A run, but for very opposite reasons. Crystal A, there was no scrap available. This one, there were terrible fights. There wasn't much scrap available in this either, but there were also terrible early fights. Like, these are incredibly low numbers for me. Both of them. That Beacons Explored count is the lowest I've had in a win in like the last 100 runs. But it was essential to making sure I won the run. Because we were just so behind, I couldn't take risks. I needed to very carefully look around to find stores. I could obviously never dive. And we didn't fight many ships because we spent the first half of the game in bad NG sectors. But who cares? We won. It's 10 in a row. Let's find out which ship we will be playing next. 3, 2, 1, and go. Okay, Mantis A. Been a while since we've done a boarding ship, and I haven't played Mantis A that much recently, so that should be an interesting change of pace. So I hope that you enjoyed this run more than I enjoyed playing it, because it was not the it's been a little bit harrowing, but I hope that you enjoyed, and I will see you from Mantis A. Bye for now.